Business and Leisure, your weekly window to the world of business and guide to the good life. Hosted by Mr. Ray Butch Gamboa.
Hello to everyone. Welcome to Business and Leisure, your weekly business and lifestyle electronic magazine, where we bring you the latest significant business developments on BizWatch, the business section. On the other hand, leisure features take center stage in our lifestyle section, which shall be hosted by our lovely sunshine girl, Zaira Hernandez. And she's here to give you an idea of what's ahead to watch this week. Zaira?
Thank you once again, Butch. Yes, I'm back as your sunshine girl for this week. I am Sarah Hernandez. Welcome once again to another edition of Business and Leisure, and it is my job to take care of the lifestyle part of our show. First, that I'm going to be showing you are the highlights of the recently concluded events in and out of the metro through our Lifestyle Chronicles segment. That is followed by our popular segment Places with another interesting cuisine that we have discovered in Quezon City. More cuisines to try out on Leisure Trip, and finally we end our show with our usual treat for all the gun enthusiasts that are tuned in tonight. Easy guys, the more relaxing part of Business and Leisure will commence right after some money talk with our main man, Mr. Ray Butch Gamboa. Back to you for now, Butch.
Thanks, Zara. We'll see you right after I take care of business. Sunshine girl Zaira Hernandez, our lovely host on our Leisure Report this week. We now pause for a short break, after which it's all business talk on BizWatch. Please stay with us.
Vote for your favorite car models and stand the chance to win autofocus t-shirts, coffee mugs, and other valuable giveaways. Vote for your Automobile of the Year in this year's Autofocus People's Choice Awards and win prizes from daily electronic draws. To participate, log on to www.autofocus.com.ph.
So there I was, standing on top of the world. But then I asked myself, what lies beyond success? I wanted to give back, be a force of change. I dream of a place where children can realize their potential, to live and love life, be kings and queens, and fight for their dreams.
STV's Sunshine Girl Sarah Hernandez with a very timely message from the General Manager for Automobile of Suzuki Philippines, Mr. Shuzo Hoshikura.
It's gift-giving time of the year once again. If you are planning on giving your family or yourself gift of a lifetime, make sure to test drive it before you buy it. Come to the Autofocus Christmas Multi-Brand Test Drive Festival at Mall of Asia from November 16 to 19. Suzuki Philippines will have Celerio, Swift, Jimny, Seat, Ertiga, and a surprise new model for you. Please watch out for this. Remember, test drive it before you buy it. Merry Christmas!
Come to the Autofocus Multi-Brand Pre-Christmas Test Drive Festival on November 16 to 19. Remember, test drive it before you buy it.
Welcome back to Business and Leisure and to our business section, BizWatch. For our lead issue this week, the Social Security system is willing and able to support the Duterte administration's Build, Build, Build program. Social Security System Chairman Amado Valdez said that the SSS is planning to invest in public-private partnership or PPP programs like road projects and tollways that would generate a lifetime income for the SSS. Heidi Santos has the story.
The SSS is willing to invest in PPP projects in support of the current administration's massive infrastructure projects. However, SSS President and CEO Emmanuel Doo qualified that the pension fund is not in a position to do this until the SS Charter Amendment is passed in the bicameral chamber and approved by President Duterte. The proposed charter amendment, also called the Social Security Reform Act of 2017, the powers and responsibilities of the pension fund will be rationalized to allow it to widen its investment opportunities for better investment returns.
To put this in perspective, the Social Security Act of 1997 is 20 years old. It limits the state-run pension fund's power to invest its reserve funds on infrastructure projects, foreign currency denominated investments, government financial institutions and corporations, housing, private securities, real estate, and short and medium-term member loans. This is now the subject of the SS Charter Amendment. Our BizWatch correspondent has more of the story.
With the so-called Dutertenomics, which the SSS supports, more jobs will be generated. In 2017, for instance, the National Economic and Development Authority, or NEDA, expects to generate 106,824 additional jobs under the Build, Build, Build program. This number will be progressive until 2022, where NEDA expects to have as much as 1,705,021 jobs under the massive infrastructure program of the current administration. Relative to this, SSS expects a more robust membership because there will be more contributions from gainfully employed members of the fund.
There are conflicting reactions to the proposed tax reform program, depending on how the new taxation scheme will directly affect you. However, the government's ambitious infrastructure program is definitely a big step towards progress, and this is one point that everyone agrees on. Moving on to our next issue at hand, not too many are aware of the Philippines' foreign investment negative list, or what many just refer to as the negative list. This lists down all the limitations for foreign contractors, those in the retail trade and even services like educators. Our business reporter Andre Ko has the details.
The good news, as revealed by Socio-Economic Planning Secretary Ernesto Pernia, that much of those in the negative list will soon be purged by the government. At the sidelines of the second annual Philippine Energy and Infrastructure Finance Forum, the Secretary said that foreign contractors will be allowed to engage in government infrastructure projects that are of national significance. These projects include the Duterte government's Build, Build, Build program. We are talking here of 75 flagship infrastructure projects. The Clark International Airport expansion, for one, is already being bidded out, and so is the new Bohol Airport project. Also included in the purge of the negative list is the permission to grant appointments to professors by local universities. And perhaps the biggest issue that many are looking forward to is NEDA's new position where foreigners will be allowed full ownership of investment houses. The restrictions on foreign ownership were included in the 1987 Constitution, while the latest foreign investment negative list was issued in 2015 by President Benigno Aquino III through Executive Order No. 184. The Duterte administration reviewed this in May this year, and radical changes are set to be implemented by NEDA.
With the Build, Build, Build program, a prominent think tank called BMI Research was quoted as saying that the biggest beneficiaries of the big investment and project opportunities are Chinese and Japanese companies. From the PPP mode of financing, the projects are now shifting to official development assistance with generous financing from China and Japan. We hope it doesn't crowd out other foreign players whose governments are not as generous in their financing support for them. We will now take a short break, but be back shortly with more current and relevant business issues for you. Please stay with us.
Vote for your favorite car models and stand the chance to win autofocus t-shirts, coffee mugs, and other valuable giveaways. Vote for your Automobile of the Year in this year's Autofocus People's Choice Awards and win prizes from daily electronic draws. To participate, log on to www.autofocus.com.ph.
When you sweat to be sweet and you clean car seat, it's love. When you try to look cool but you look like a fool, it's love. It's love. It's love.
Show your love with the new features of the all-new Innova. Love the journey.
Ford Ranger, always ready when the unexpected happens.
Happiness. Happiness times 7. The all-new Honda Mobilio. Ease of use, flexible interior for your various needs, convenient features, advanced technology, powerful engine, fuel efficient for a smooth journey, and sleek design for you. The all-new Honda Mobilio.
Hi there, I am STV Sunshine Girl Sarah Hernandez with a very timely message from the Vice President of Pilipinas Taj Auto Group Inc., Mr. Art Balmadrid.
Thinking of buying a car this Christmas? Make sure to test drive it before you buy it. The Pre-Christmas Multi-Brand Test Drive Festival, a one-stop shop for all brand new car models available in the country, is happening on November 16 to 19 at the Mall of Asia, where Pilipinas Taj, the exclusive distributor of Tata vehicles, shall have the Mansa, the Indigo passenger cars, plus the new CES passenger cars, including the Xenon pickup, plus the Ace and the Super Ace commercial vehicles, which will all be made available for test drive. Remember, test drive it before you buy it. Merry Christmas to all.
Come to the Autofocus Multi-Brand Pre-Christmas Test Drive Festival on November 16 to 19. Remember, test drive it before you buy it.
Motoring Today is now on the web. Watch this episode or other past episodes of the country's longest-running motoring program any time of the day by logging on to our website, motoringtoday.ph. Motoring Today is now online, just a click away.
Welcome back, and you're still on Business and Leisure, and we continue with more business developments. For this next business issue, the proposed new taxes on sweetened drinks have spawned many reactions from different sectors. The Department of Education has issued Department Order Number 13, banning or limiting the sale of certain foods and beverages with high sugar, fat, and salt content in public elementary and high schools. This is now the subject of another row of objections. Our BizWatch correspondent Heidi Santos filed this report.
The Department of Education through Secretary Leonor Briones has issued Department Order Number 13 banning or limiting the sale of certain foods and beverages with high sugar, fat, and salt content in public elementary and high schools. These foods are also banned from the Department of Education offices. In connection with this order, the Federation of Philippine Industries, or FPI, the biggest organization of manufacturers in the country, has sent a petition to Education Secretary Briones.
The issue is not to lift the ban, My issue there is that their order is not within the mandate of their charter. Nowhere can you find a provision that they are authorized to classify food. The authority to classify food is that of the Food and Drug Administration. As a matter of fact, the companies producing food and medicines, where do they go to get permit? Food and Drug. They don't go to the Department of Education to get a permit.
The FBI head went on to say that the department order appeared to target soft drinks, juices, and confectionery items. The Department of Education, he said, is not empowered to issue policies and guidelines that classify or determine foods or beverages that are healthy or safe for human consumption, or those that can be served or sold in schools under the supervision of DepEd.
What I can see is a usurpation of function. Because it is not their function. Tama? Now, if there is usurpation, then whatever is the outcome of that order is illegal per se. It is null and void from the very beginning because they have no authority.
The Federation of Philippine Industries has sent a letter to Education Secretary Briones 2 weeks ago and is still awaiting a reply from the department. The FBI president cited the fact that the DepEd order curtails the right of food manufacturers to sell their products, which have passed the scrutiny of the Food and Drug Administration.
In closing his argument, the FBI chairman said that limiting or banning the sale of certain foods despite clearance from the FDA is tantamount to denial of the constitutional right to equal protection of the laws. It would be interesting to know how this all ends. And now for our final business issue this week, the move to ban the export of raw materials from the country in order to support the government's call to build more processing plants in the Philippines seems to be gaining traction. However, some sectors are crying for more incentives and assistance for the mining sector. Andre Ko, our business reporter, has the details.
At the Mining Philippines 2017 International Conference and Exhibition, Representative Arnel T. called for more assistance and incentives to make investments in mineral processing attractive and competitive. The congressman cited the fact that the Philippines is still the world's top supplier of nickel ore. It is also one of the major producers of copper and gold, but despite this dominance, the mining sector's contribution to the Philippine economy is less than 1%. On the other hand, the new executive director of the Chamber of Mines of the Philippines, Attorney Ronald Residoro, was quoted as saying that the proposal to ban the export of raw ore will not work. He agreed with Congressman T that the government should convince the mining companies first that a development of a mineral processing plant would be sustainable in the Philippines. According to him, the easiest incentive to grant would be the income tax holiday. However, the industry could also use some assistance in terms of power cost and the cost of transporting ore from one island to the other due to high inter-island shipping rates in the country.
Attorney Ronald Residoro, Executive Director of the Chamber of Mines of the Philippines, also cited the need to improve the bureaucratic red tape in the Philippines. In most other countries, he said, it is so easy to secure permits. And with that, we end BizWatch. We shall pause for another break, and when we come back, we have our Corporate Social Responsibility segment this week. Please stay with us.
Vote for your favorite car models and stand the chance to win autofocus t-shirts, coffee mugs, and other valuable giveaways. Vote for your Automobile of the Year in this year's Autofocus People's Choice Awards and win prizes from daily electronic draws. To participate, log on to www.autofocus.com.ph.
Think you're tough? Do you dare to go off-road or off-key? Do you use your great power with great control? With the new Isuzu D-Max, you're tough enough to be unstoppable. And you're tough enough to be right back. Isuzu D-Max, tough enough for anything.
Take me Ford Ranger, always ready when the unexpected happens.
The power of Strada. It's your sport truck.
Welcome back, and you're still on the business section of Business and Leisure. Up next is our CSR segment. The weather these days is crazy, and the dangers of climate change are really obvious, now more than ever. This week's CSR couldn't have come at a better time, and you will know why soon enough.
Many of you may not have heard yet of Weather Philippines, which was just formed in 2012. Business and Leisure talked with Mr. Dave Michael Valeriano, General Manager of Weather Philippines, and from him we learned that this program was originally founded by the Aboitiz Group, and its first chairman was Enrique Aboitiz. Today, the chair continues to be a member of the Aboitiz clan, Sabine Aboitiz. But because several of our local conglomerates believe in their advocacy, many of them are now their valued sponsors.
We become part of the CSR programs of our sponsors. So whether it's Ayala, SM, Vistaland, ICTSI, if they need us to reach out to also their communities, we can do that. But I guess it's really narrowing it too much. They really believe in what we're doing in our advocacy, so they're really happy in supporting our programs and initiatives.
And with so many of our leaders believing and supporting their advocacy, Weather Philippines continues with steady steps towards a weather-wiser nation.
We're here to complement government's efforts. Basically, we identified a gap, which is, for example, we go to Pag-asa, you'll only have one weather forecast for the whole Metro Manila. Pero here's the thing, you could have a different weather here from Quezon City. Isang sample, I studied in Diliman. If you came from there or you've been there a lot, Fairview, ganyan, naman napansin mo, mas madalas umulan doon. Pag doon mga EDSA, tuyo.
Yes.
Right? That's localized weather. And one of the reasons, ito lang, just to give you, in that particular case, kasi mas malapit na sila sa bundok, Sierra Madre, Antipolo. Pag yung hangin kasi napapano ng bundok, nagkakaulap, ulan.
There is no 100% accuracy as far as weather forecast is concerned, according to Dave, but their goal is to promote preparedness among our people.
In order to promote our advocacy of a weather-wiser nation, we rely on these three pillars. Under technology, we have the most extensive network of automated weather stations in the country, more than 800 strong right now. And for each of these locations, you get localized weather information, meaning you get forecasts up to 5 days, right now, and the actual conditions in the area. And this can be accessed through our free mobile application, Weather Philippines mobile application, and our website, weatherph.org.
At Weather Philippines, their dedicated team do daily localized weather forecasts, and their vast network allows them to generate historical information as well as a public service, whether for research or development work. And all this service is given free to the general public.
operating an extensive weather network is no easy task, so we really rely a lot on partnerships. We have some of the biggest and most dynamic conglomerates and corporations as our sponsors. For example, we have Ayala, SM, La Filipino, Igonco, LBC, among others. But at the same time, we also rely on other private partners, and also, just as important, we are also partners with the League of Cities of the Philippines and League of Provinces of the Philippines. What this allowed us to do basically is put weather
And lastly, in the engagement pillars, Dave Michael reminds us that it is not all about giving accurate forecasts. It is more about having those forecasts more accessible and understandable to the public.
So where we could laymanize things, make things more convenient or easy to use, we do that. So in terms of the way we do our reports, we conduct training so that people would have a better understanding of the concepts with regards to weather and typhoons, for example. So this is key for us. So that's why engagement. So we have offline engagements to our training programs and the like, and a lot of online engagements in the age of social media. It's really the way to go for us now.
Weather Philippines has a Facebook page, a Twitter account. They can be accessed through Apple Store or Google Play. They have their free application too, and they have their various stakeholders who can be classified in several categories.
Everything we provide, it's for general public use. What we've been seeing, we thought before, we're really limited to the Philippines, right? But people who have need for weather information in the Philippines, we've seen people in the UK access our channels. Maybe it's a tourist coming to the Philippines for vacation. We feel sometimes maybe it's a family member, an OFW who wants to see the weather forecasts in their local community, so maybe to advise their parents or the like. But it's really for general public use. So whether you want to access our information through Facebook, Twitter, website, app, it's really up to you.
They are also now a partner of the Department of Education, and with the DepEd as partner, they continually provide training sessions to science teachers and principals in the various divisions across the country.
We're also partners with a lot of the LGUs. We've had some collaborations with various government agencies, and just to add, the data logger we use as part of running our network, it was actually designed by DOST Advanced Science and Technology Institute. It's customizable, so we could do it for students, we do it for teachers, we do it for business continuity professionals, and even farming communities, fisher folk. What's nice about this training is it's a two-way street. We also learn. So as we go along, we learn from various sectors how weather applies to them. Then when we talk to, again, their colleagues in the same sector, sometimes we customize the training so that, for example, the applications we highlight and the like, it will be more relevant to them. So we deal with the basic concept, so it's highly customizable. So any type of person, as long as there's interest for them to learn more about the weather and typhoons, we can do this training for them.
It may rain or the weather for the day in any specific area may be good, but having this free app will serve not only for you to be prepared for the day, but also for you to be able to plan your day.
So I encourage everybody to download it. It's free in the Apple Store and the Google Play. And have a look. Literally nationwide, you could access different stations all over the country.
Weather Philippines can conduct free seminars as scheduled by its strategic partners. If you wish your LGU to be a beneficiary of these free training and seminars, Weather Philippines says you could course the request through your LGU, and they can easily coordinate schedules for these seminars. And if you want to see how these weather stations that are scattered all over the country look like, you will be surprised at how small and portable they are.
This is a sample of our weather station. This is the sensor suite. Basically, this item here is the one that measures temperature, humidity, pressure, wind speed and wind direction, the ultrasonic sensors here, among others. Then this one is the rain gauge. So all it does is measure rain. All right. Then our weather stations being deployed now are all solar powered. And this here is the case where we put our data logger. The data logger is what enables a weather station to throw in the data via either the internet or SMS to our system so that it can be processed by our provider.
The sensor is made in Germany and is of very good quality.
So Dons here is one of our the members of our meteorology team. He's one of our typhoon specialists. So he accesses various tools to as part of the way we do our reports and the like. So here, for example, is monitoring the satellite feed, among others. Then Dons, maybe you could show some of the other screens.
The meteorological team can assess how much rain has fallen within the last 24 hours in various parts of the country, or which areas have rain deficits. They make their daily forecasts based on these satellite feeds. When we have fair weather, it is easy to overlook the value of the work and service that Weather Philippines gives to the Filipino people. But the information is there for everyone to share every day, and it is for free.
This is indeed another form of CSR that we have just seen, one that is not as common, but one that is also very rich in sharing. That ends the business section of Business and Leisure. Our sunshine girl, Zara Hernandez, is all set to usher in the leisure portion of our show, which is coming right up ahead after we pause for another short break. We'll be right back.
Vote for your favorite car models and stand the chance to win autofocus t-shirts, coffee mugs, and other valuable giveaways. Vote for your Automobile of the Year in this year's Autofocus People's Choice Awards and win prizes from daily electronic draws. To participate, log on to www.autofocus.com.ph.
Ford Ranger, always ready when the unexpected happens.
Sunshine Girl Sarah Hernandez with a very timely message from the General Manager for Automobile of Suzuki Philippines, Mr. Shuzo Hoshikura.
It's gift-giving time of the year once again. If you are planning on giving your family or yourself gift of a lifetime, make sure to test drive it before you buy it. Come to the Autofocus Christmas Multi-Brand Test Drive Festival at Mall of Asia from November 16 to 19. Suzuki Philippines will have Celerio, Swift, Jimny, Seat, Ertiga, and a surprise new model for you. Please watch out for this. Remember, test drive it before you buy it. Merry Christmas.
Come to the Autofocus Multi-Brand Pre-Christmas Test Drive Festival on November 16 to 19. Remember, test drive it before you buy it.
Calling all automobile enthusiasts. Autofocus.com.ph is exclusive to the automobile, where you'll find reviews on the latest brand new car models, together with their head-to-head comparisons. It has the detailed specs of car models available in the country and their latest SRPs and special promos, together with the latest auto industry news and developments like car launches and test drives. Autofocus.com.ph is all about automobiles. Click on.
You're still with us here on Business and Leisure, and now we go right on to the lifestyle section as I turn you over to our co-host this week, Sunshine Girl Zera Hernandez, for our leisure report. And pardon us for the old cliche, take it away, Zera.
Thank you again, Butch. Hi, guys. Thank you for patiently waiting for my cue as we dish out the best in lifestyle. Are you guys now ready to loosen up after the serious talk on business? Well, let's start right away with Lifestyle Chronicles. Roll VTR, please.
FinTech, the financial arm of the PLDT Group's Voyager Innovations, together with Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas or BSP, launched Kasama Ka, a grassroots movement that aims to help promote inclusive digital finance for all Filipinos nationwide. Kasama Ka is an income and community builder that aims to spread greater access to finance nationwide through digital referral system that incentivizes enterprising individuals, steering them away from informal lenders and giving them access to reasonable cost of credit.
What we have seen thus far after we've launched Lender for the past 2 years, we've seen all the players in the all partners, may it be bank or non-banks, that are now inside Lender. So there's total people empowerment because the consumers would now have the access or choice to really choose from among those lenders in terms of rates, in terms of the requirements needed, etc., and how fast they could actually process that loan application.
Emirates Airline invited select media to announce its 100th A380 aircraft and introduced its new country manager, Satish Sethi. In celebrating its 100th A380, Emirates is offering special fares to many popular destinations served by its A380, the world's largest passenger aircraft. Passengers from Manila, Cebu, and Clark can experience the A380 beyond Dubai, where they can connect to 48 A380 destinations. For the new Emirates Philippines country manager, Sethi also headed Emirates Airline in Jakarta, Bangladesh, and Yemen. He assumed his current post last November 2016, in which he heads the overall operations of Emirates in the country.
Philippines has been a very exciting one for me, I must say. I've been here for about 9 months, and as I was earlier mentioning in my presentation as well, that when I was when I got to know I'm moving to the Philippines, a lot of people told me, oh, every Filipino that we met in the world is a nice one. We haven't seen a bad one. So that was something so positive for me to know about. And I was quite looking forward to coming here and working with the Filipino people. All that I've met and been with back in the Middle East or wherever I've been were wonderful people. So I always believe wherever I go, it's the people that make a difference. And that's what I'm enjoying about the Philippines the most. Commercially, it's one of our oldest markets for us. We've been flying here for 27 years, and business-wise, it's a booming one. Commercially, very successful in terms of relations between UAE and Philippines, and especially with the amount of workers that work in the UAE, close to 1 million, about 1,200 Filipino companies in the UAE. So with those kind of ties that UAE and Philippines have, it was even more exciting for me to come here and work in a country like this.
We will bring you more exclusive events, especially now that Christmas is fast approaching. Yes, guys, you heard me right. As the cliche goes, Christmas is just around the corner, so more parties are coming up. We now come to our popular segment, and may I say my favorite as well. I'm talking about places. This time around, we visited another Asian cuisine by the name of Bawais. Let's take a closer look.
This is Bawais Vietnamese Kitchen, a restaurant nestled among lush greenery and aromatic herbs. It is owned by the family of attorney Hermie Liwanag, and he tells us how he came about having another Bawais restaurant in Metro Manila after the big success of Bawais in Tagaytay City.
We often go to Tagaytay, and we always look for a good restaurant. And we observed that Bawais Tagaytay offers good quality Vietnamese food. The owner, Mr. Taklonghari, Darhilio Taklonghari, would talk to the customers, and I had the opportunity to talk to him. And there were instances wherein after a few drinks here and there, we started dreaming of putting up a branch here in Metro Manila.
That was how the Liwanag family came to put up a Bawais branch at White Plains in Quezon City. But wait, the story of attorney Liwanag did not end there. He tells us of how a Filipino, Mr. Taklonghari, met and fell in love with a Vietnamese lass while working in Vietnam. He wooed and married the Vietnamese lass, and the couple went back to the Philippines and settled in Tagaytay City. Vietnamese cuisine is not commonplace in the Philippines, and the lady of the house eventually found herself preparing authentic Vietnamese meals, which the family and their friends immensely loved. It was inevitable that the couple would open a Vietnamese restaurant in Tagaytay City, where everything is fresh, from the air to the vegetables grown there.
When they came back, they settled in Tagaytay, and I understand that it's getting to be somewhat, not really boring, but there is a need to do something. So Bawais started cooking first for the family and then for friends, until it became a full-blown restaurant. But of course, they're open only by reservations on weekends.
Bawais in White Plains opened in September 2013, and it is now in its 4th year of offering fresh Vietnamese cuisine to its growing clientele. But it wasn't always that easy for them. Like most businesses, they had their share of birth pains.
Well, there was initial hesitancy as far as Vietnamese food is concerned. But we were pleasantly surprised that it was welcomed by the Filipinos. And well, our customers keep on coming back because they want a different kind of food, a Vietnamese food. It has always been families coming over, especially on weekends, on a Sunday when the traffic is less. But we do have regular customers who come here every now and then. So well, I would say that we're quite happy with the number of customers that we have. Well, of course, some movie stars, some businessmen, politicians, well-known personalities would come here and enjoy the food.
Vietnamese cuisine is defined by its freshness. Everything about it conspired to give this element of freshness, from the taste to the aroma it exudes, thanks to the herbs and fresh seafood and whatever goes into a plate from Bawais. They go regularly to Tagaytay to get their ingredients from Bawai Tagaytay, and they even planted their own herbs in the grounds of their restaurant, so they are assured of a steady supply. Bawais is strictly a family affair. Helping Attorney Liwanag is his wife who tends the garden and makes sure everything in the restaurant is spick and span. A son who graduated from Ateneo with a degree in management engineering suddenly discovers his penchant for cooking in Bawai's kitchen. A daughter has opted to be the cashier, and his eldest son, who is an IT professional, lends his expertise into the business. Attorney Hermie Liwanag is a lawyer by profession and a restaurateur by vocation, and he seems to be enjoying both worlds.
Lawyering is dealing with clients, and a restaurant is dealing with customers. And I love to talk to customers, find out how is the food. That's the first question. How is the service? And please come back. Find out what their opinions are and get an immediate feedback. Sometimes when they get to know that I'm a lawyer, of course, they get free consultation.
He seems to be enjoying his new career direction, that the family is soon opening a completely new restaurant just across Bawais. The Fat Buddha, that is inspired by Chinese and Vietnamese cuisine and focuses on hearty soups. But before that, let's check with daughter Ira Liwanag about the restaurant's best sellers.
So here are our best sellers. First is the fresh spring rolls. This contains shrimp, pork, fresh herbs such as basil, noodles, and then it's wrapped in rice paper. And then you can also dip it in peanut sauce. Our next bestseller is the banh mi, or this is the Vietnamese sandwich. It has 3 kinds of pork, pate, Vietnamese ham, and then it also has pork slices. With do chua, which is the Vietnamese type of achara. Then next is the Kom Sun Cha. This is our grilled pork belly with mushroom egg pie. This is very tender because it's cooked for 2 hours. And then you also dip it in Vietnamese patis. This is one of our best sellers. And then next is our crispy fish sauce wings. This is actually a new dish. This is mostly, we wanted it to provide for the young ones since pag crispy wings.
Notice how big these servings are. They are in fact food for sharing with 2 or 3 others.
Next is our seafood noodle soup. For me personally, I actually prefer this to the traditional beef noodle soup, which is pho, which is the usual Vietnamese noodle soup. It contains shrimp, crab stick, squid, and then pork.
Because the servings are so huge, the prices are not too lean. The appetizers go for around 300 pesos. The banh mi sandwich costs 240 pesos. The main courses like this grilled pork go for 430 pesos. The fish sauce wings cost 395 pesos for 6 pieces. And this huge bowl of noodles costs 245 pesos. But a single order of this goes for only 200 pesos.
And then next is our bestseller dessert. This is called banjalon. It is pandan and yellow mung bean cake with gata.
As we said earlier, all orders are good for sharing. But on weekdays, they do have smaller sized orders, good for one. These include an appetizer, a single noodle soup, or a main course and a drink.
We also provide delivery through Food Panda. So you can order online or you can call them, and then but we also provide delivery in-house for nearby villages such as White Plains, Blue Ridge, Corinthian Gardens, but the nearby villages. For our social media accounts, please check our Facebook, Baway Manila, Instagram, and Twitter.
Attorney Hermie Liwanag also extends his personal invitation to our viewers.
Thanks again for the opportunity, and I would like to invite our neighbors here, the different villages and subdivisions, and also those residing nearby, or even those coming from far afar, especially on a Sunday when the traffic is less. The ingredients are authentic Vietnamese ingredients from Vietnam, and the herbs are fresh in the sense that we already have our garden here in the restaurant. Of course, I also would like to invite you to come to a restaurant which we will open come September, middle of September, which is known as the Fat Buddha. It will be a Chinese Vietnamese restaurant. Thank you very much, and see you here at Baway.
Wow, the authentic Vietnamese food, they're definitely inviting. So I'm inviting you guys to check out Baway's Vietnamese Kitchen along Katipunan Avenue, White Plains, Quezon City. I think that's probably where I'm heading right after this. Hold tight, guys. We are not done yet. We do have a lot more to show you when we come back after a quick break. So I'll see you in a bit.
Vote for your favorite car models and stand the chance to win autofocus t-shirts, coffee mugs, and other valuable giveaways. Vote for your Automobile of the Year in this year's Autofocus People's Choice Awards and win prizes from daily electronic draws. To participate, log on to www.autofocus.com.ph.
Take me Ford Ranger, always ready when the unexpected happens.
Think you're tough? Do you dare to go off-road or off-key? Do you use your great power with great control? With the new Isuzu D-Max, you're tough enough to be unstoppable. And you're tough enough to be right back. Isuzu D-Max, tough enough for anything.
STV Sunshine Girl Sarah Hernandez with a very timely message from the Vice President of Pilipinas Taj Auto Group Inc., Mr. Art Balmadrid.
Thinking of buying a car this Christmas? Make sure to test drive it before you buy it. The Pre-Christmas Multi-Brand Test Drive Festival, a one-stop shop for all brand new car models available in the country, is happening on November 16 to 19 at the Mall of Asia, where Pilipinas Taj, the exclusive distributor of Tata vehicles, shall have the Mansa, the Indigo passenger cars, plus the new CES passenger cars, including the Xenon pickup, plus the Ace and the Super Ace commercial vehicles, which will all be made available for test drive. Remember, test drive it before you buy it. Merry Christmas to all.
Come to the Autofocus Multi-Brand Pre-Christmas Test Drive Festival on November 16 to 19. Remember, test drive it before you buy it. And just like that, we're back here now on Business and Leisure. Next on our list, we have our recommended dining destinations. Grab your pen and your paper and watch closely.
Here now is our weekly list of highly recommended leisure destinations. Be it fine dining, romantic garden wedding, or a relaxed meal of excellent dishes, the name Ilustrado comes to mind. It's one of the few places that serve the best paella in town. Ilustrado, located within the walled city of Intramuros. The Highlands Prime Steakhouse is indeed the prime dining destination where you can enjoy the best of prime steak. The Highland Prime Steakhouse serves nothing but U.S. Angus prime beef. And the Highlands Prime Steakhouse also serves an array of prime gourmet dishes like the Squid Ink pasta, topped with a whole prawn of their delectable sea bass that's always juicy and served with mashed potato and a wedge of lemon. And their breads and cakes are baked fresh every day. The Highlands Prime Steakhouse is at the SM Mall of Asia, and that's where you should have your next lunch, dinner, or intimate party.
Steak lovers from north of the metro can also enjoy the juiciest prime steaks and other mouth-watering dishes at Highlands Prime Steakhouse, located at Estancia, Capitol Commons in Pasig.
And that's our regular What to Enjoy and Where to Go list. Business and Leisure's weekly guide to destinations and places to go to enjoy the good life.
Thank you so much for sticking with us, and I'll see you guys again very soon. Now I get to turn you over to our main man, Mr. Ray Butch Gamboa. See you again, Butch.
Thanks, Zara, for another exciting and entertaining edition of the Leisure Report. Sunshine Girl Zara Hernandez hosting the lifestyle section of our show. And with that, we end another edition of Business and Leisure. Thank you for staying with us. Also, don't forget to follow us in our social media accounts. Till the next time, this has been your host, Ray Butch Gamboa. Good business to all and enjoy the good life.